Welcome to the Unlikely Talks, the show where we bring together people who would likely never meet. Just imagine Julius Caesar having a conversation with Darth Vader. What would they even talk about? Well, today we're going to find out. We have emperors from two different universes, the conqueror of ancient Rome, Julius Caesar, and the former Jedi turned Sith Lord of the Galactic Empire, Darth Vader. Today's topic, whose empire would rule the world better? Let's connect with them now. Caesar, where are you joining us from today?
From my palace on the Palatine Hill, I'm looking at maps of Rome and the territories I've conquered from Gaul to Egypt.
And Lord Vader, where are you calling from?
From my flagship, the Executor, currently orbiting the forest moon of Endor. Emperor Palpatine expects results from me.
I'm guessing you two have never heard of each other before, but I'm really curious. Caesar, did you know that Vader rules an empire spanning millions of planets?
Millions of planets? Impossible! Even Alexander the Great couldn't conquer beyond the Indus River. But I must admit, that's impressive. I only conquered Gaul, Belgium, parts of Germania, Britannia, Hispania, Egypt, and Northern Africa.
Lord Vader, what do you think about Caesar's achievements? He built an empire with just horses, swords, and shields.
Impressive for a primitive species, but the power of the Empire and the dark side is far greater. I can destroy entire planets with the Death Star.
Caesar, if you had a Death Star, how would you use it?
A Death Star? A weapon that destroys entire planets? I would never use such a thing. That's not victory, that's annihilation. True conquest comes from subjugation and integration. Rome didn't destroy Gaul or Greece, but we brought them our laws, engineering, and culture. We built roads, aqueducts, and the Pax Romana, making life better for those we conquered.
Your mercy, that is your weakness, where if the Galactic Empire rules through fear, through superior force, rebellion will be crushed.
Lord Vader, you rule through fear. Caesar, do you think Rome would have been greater if you ruled like him?
Rome was built to last, not to crumble under paranoia. Fear brings rebellion, not loyalty. The strength of Rome was that its citizens wanted to be Roman. People from Egypt to Britain adopted our ways, not because we terrorized them, but because they saw the benefits.
Yet you were assassinated. I still live to fight another day.
An emperor's death means nothing if his empire survives. Rome thrived for 1,000 years after my death. Where will your empire be 1,000 years after you die, Lord Vader?
Oh, we're seeing some real differences in imperial philosophy here. Vader, if you were in ancient Rome, could you be a better emperor than Caesar?
Obviously, I would unite all kingdoms into one. No weak senate, no betrayal. Caesar died because he trusted too much.
That is the difference between us. I built an empire where humans wanted to be part of it, at least ideally. Yes, I was betrayed, but I didn't rule through fear. You're standing on an unstable foundation. Fear breeds hatred, and when the people have an opportunity, they will rise up.
Speaking of Rome today, Caesar, how do you think modern democracy compares to the Roman Republic?
Interesting question. Oh, our systems are both similar and different. The Roman Republic granted voting rights only to male citizens, and our system was full of negotiations between wealthy senators. I see that modern democracy tries to give rights to everyone, which is interesting. But it still has checks and balances like Rome. Humans haven't changed much in 2,000 years.
Democracy is weak, slow and divided, decisive, quick decisions. Make an empire strong.
Lord Vader, I heard you have quite an interesting personal history, is that right?
I was once a slave, like Caesar. I rose through my own abilities and the power of the dark side.
We are more alike than I thought. I was once captured by pirates, and after they released me, I hunted them down and crucified them all. But that was justice, not revenge.
Caesar, I'm really curious about this. If you had a lightsaber like Vader's, how would you use it to win the Civil War?
A sword that cuts through anything? I would probably use it less than you might think. It's too powerful for the battlefield. I would use it more symbolically, alongside other weapons. The Roman way is to integrate new technology with proven tactics. I would still rely on my legions, which were the heart of Rome's success.
Your army, slow and inefficient. I have stormtroopers, thousands of star destroyers, TIE fighters, and the power of the dark side.
Let me get this straight. Your empire, ruling millions of planets, was destroyed by a small group of rebels in a single battle?
It was a momentary failure, a betrayal.
So You ignored politics and relied purely on power? No wonder your empire fell. Technology without wisdom is like a sword without a hand to wield it. Impressive, but ultimately useless.
I guess it depends on which approach is more successful in the long run. Whose empire would last longer?
Rome ruled Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East for over 1,000 years. The legacy of Rome, our laws, language, art, architecture, military, still exists in your time. That is a lasting empire. Some of our buildings still stand after 2,000 years.
The Galactic Empire still grows and strengthens, but I admit that the Emperor's ambition may lead to its downfall.
Caesar, what do you think is the secret to a lasting empire?
Integration. Making those we conquered feel like part of Rome and letting them benefit from it. That's why Rome endured so long. We gave citizenship, roads, education, justice, and prosperity. People might have hated our taxes, but they got peace in exchange.
Interesting. Perhaps the Galactic Empire could learn something from Rome, but fear is a tool too powerful to abandon.
If you must rule through fear alone, you will never have true loyalty.
Perhaps I misunderstood the meaning of true power.
Let's talk about culture a bit. Caesar, what aspect of Roman culture are you most proud of?
Construction and law. Rome brought water to every city with magnificent aqueducts. We built roads connecting the entire empire, making trade and travel easier, and our legal system, which is the foundation of law in many countries even today. That is true victory, building something that lasts when time passes.
Lord Vader, does the Galactic Empire promote art and culture like the Romans did?
We have technology, not art and super, but the Empire brings stability to a chaotic galaxy. The first purpose is order, not beauty.
You sound like the Roman army. Even your soldiers' uniforms look like our legionnaires' armor. But the beauty of Rome lies in the balance between security and art. Lord Vader, could I see your lightsaber? I admit I'm curious.
This is the power of the dark side, power got merged with technology. Well, Tron, you're interested in weapons, aren't you?
Your starships, your machines, such power. If Rome had this, we could have ruled for eternity.
Then why hesitate? Why reject power?
Because true power is not just about destruction, it is about what you build. Impressive! Even Archimedes would admit this is a marvelous weapon. But I must ask you something personal. I heard you have a conflict with your son.
One of our viewers wants to know if Lord Vader would ever wear Roman armor. Vader, do you think you could pull off Roman armor and a laurel wreath?
Roman armor. There's no way I would abandon the suit that keeps me alive. But I admit a Roman laurel wreath might look good on my helmet.
I think you would look good in a toga with golden armor. Perhaps we could make you a black Roman armor. Even emperors must dress appropriately for their status.
My son is a personal matter, but you had your affair with Cleopatra.
I have many political relationships. Cleopatra was a powerful ally of Rome, helping us secure the East. And yes, she was quite impressive, both in beauty and intellect. But this was politics, not personal. Rome's foreign policy always came first.
Lord Vader, I heard you used to be a hero, a Jedi Knight, until...
My former life means nothing. I saw the truth about power and the weakness of the Jedi. They denied emotion, but emotion is power.
Emotion is important, but it must be controlled. When I crossed the Rubicon, I did it with courage, but also with calculation. Alea iacta est. And the die is cast. Sometimes we must make important decisions with both reason and courage.
If you two had to fight each other, who do you think would win?
In a one-on-one confrontation, I admit that Vader's special powers might be superior, but wars aren't won with single duels. The Roman army was trained to adapt to new enemies. We would study Vader's weaknesses and defeat him with strategy.
Your army cannot withstand our technology. Despite their courage, swords and shields are useless against lasers and the Death Star.
But Vader, I heard that the Galactic Empire was defeated by a much smaller rebel force, right? Like David beating Goliath?
Do not mention that failure. It was a tactical error and betrayal.
Ha! I know this story well. It's similar to Vercingetorix, the Gallic leader who united many small tribes against Rome. Your defeat shows that superior technology doesn't always guarantee victory. Ruling through fear might create hatred strong enough to destroy you, Saul.
I admit there is truth in your words. True loyalty may be worth more than fear. Perhaps I misunderstood some things.
Ha! It seems like Lord Vader's walls are coming down. Caesar, have you learned anything from Vader?
Certainly. His technology is amazing. The ability to control an entire galaxy is something I could only dream of. If the Roman army had even a small fraction of his starships, our empire would be even greater. But I must ask myself, is it worth ruling through fear? I'm not sure I could destroy an entire planet, even against my worst enemies.
We're running out of time. Caesar, any final thoughts for our listeners?
Remember that empires aren't built on cruelty, but on the ability to adapt and integrate people of different cultures. Technological advancement is good, but nothing replaces wisdom and relationships between people. Veni, vidi, vici.
What about you, Lord Vader?
Power has value, but it comes at a price. Fight for what you believe in, not for fear. Both the dark and light sides have lessons to teach.
Wow! What an amazing conversation between emperors across time. This has been The Unlikely Talks, the show that brings together people who would likely never meet. Who would you like to see talk in our next episode? Comment and let us know. See you next time.